What I remember is fourth grade being the hardest grade for me. I remember struggling. I remember being in Mr. Weatherman's classroom. And I go back to the memory. Oh, I'm getting choked up. Um, uh, I think that was the beginning of me feeling defeated in school. I think that's the first time I felt like I was defeated and did not enjoy school for whatever reason. I really can't put a pin on it, like why. But I know that fourth grade was hard for me and it was not a good year for me, but I passed. Then I went to Ewing Park, where I played sports, which I feel like saved me because it created a sense of family and discipline. Coach Nancy Startup was my volleyball coach, and she worked with me and she believed in me. And I ended up eighth grade being the captain of the volleyball team, all tournament MVP on the volleyball team. I threw the shot put and the discus, and I was city champ at Ewing Park. And so I really enjoyed athletics, and it kept me grounded. As far as academics, I was just like that C student. School was hard for me. It was hard for me to focus and get it. I didn't get things as quickly as everybody else did, and I processed information different. I can remember math being hard. Just could not. And I really think it was something mentally going on, right? Like fear. When I say mentally, like I feared it. And so it was hard for me because I feared it. But then I started to grow up, and I, again, got interested in boys, and ended up having a baby in high school, my senior year. And what's ironic about that is because I realized that life was no longer about me, my grades got better, but it was too late. I ended up graduating with a very low GPA. I only made a 17 on the ACT. Nobody really talked to me about college. Nobody really talked to me about maintaining my grade point average and having a high ACT score. And it wasn't until my friends were kind of talking about it, and most of them were in honors classes, Tanya and Tamara, talking about them going to college. I was like, man, I need to go to college. I want to be a nurse like my mom. My mom's an LPN. And so I can remember filling out the application to go to Tennessee State University and getting that letter that they weren't accepting me because I did not meet the criteria. And that was devastating for me because my friends were going to Michigan State and going to TSU, going to Northwestern, going to all these places. And here I am at home with the baby. Didn't get to go to the prom. Didn't get to do any of those things. And so I felt defeated, but also at the same time, I felt determined because I looked into my son's eyes and said that was never going to happen to him. You know, I'm like, man, I got to provide for you. So I ended up going to Nashville State College, but they didn't have a nursing school program. So I got the opportunity to apply right next door at Tennessee Technology Center. And they had an LPN program, and that's what I wanted to do. So I went and I took the test. It was an aptitude test, is what they called it. And I passed it and I got in. But I was in for the fight of my life because that is when I realized that I had a reading comprehension problem. My friends would do study group, and Candace Jones and Kawana, and you know, we would all do a study group, and they could read the lessons that we would have and get it. Where I had to read it 3, 4, 5 times, have a discussion, do index cards. They would make an A, I would make a C and a B. And man, I struggled through that for an entire year, but I made it. I graduated. I walked across that stage and I fought hard. And my son, Jordan, got me through that because I knew if I did not fight hard and that if I could stay the course, that life would be better. And Nashville Propel is a parent-led movement organized and led by parents. The And the PROPEL stands for Parents
the ones who love
Requiring
babies.
Our Public
But
Education
we've got to
System to
table
Lead.
and we want them to
8
understand
parents got
that their
together
voice is
and decided
powerful.
that
They can
things
go to
needed
the
to
schools,
change.
they can do.
That it's a matter of life and death. We're living in a city where the crime was increasing, the juvenile crime was increasing, more children dying, more children not going to college, more, it's hitting home, our children growing up and not wanting them to go through the things that we went through. And we got together and decided that after we finished a parent advocacy fellowship, that it was time to take everything that we had learned and all of that passion and drive and to be boots on the ground. And that September, when we started the priority school list, September 2018, the priority school list had come out. And to be honest with you, I had never really known about this priority school list. And I had my own son in a priority school, a state-run school, and did not know it. So you can only imagine the fear, the anger, the betrayal um, that I felt personally. Um, was angry about that. I had my son in 6th grade in that school, and then to find out that um, after taking him out of that school, just based on a gut feeling, that my son was reading on a 2nd grade reading level.
Is there anyone in this room who has ever felt powerless?
And so Propel is a movement. We aim to disrupt the inequities in education. And what we know and what we understand is that when parents have great school choices and access to quality schools, and when people are held accountable, that's when all children will reach their greatest potential. When parents are armed and empowered with the fact that they need choice, quality, and access, and when our lawmakers have those same values that we have that will improve not only our schools, but our communities. When we all have that, all children will reach their greatest potential. There's nothing stopping that. And so that is why Propel is here. And that's why Propel is here to stay until that change is made, until that comes into fruition.